He knocked me over. I landed on the dog bowl.
This one's wife. She looms over Harry again. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Harry made an appearance. He surfaced a couple of days ago, assuming that it was a live appearance, by way of a video link when he addressed Nato. It's understood that the purpose of doing so was to seek some funding for Invictus, an organisation of which he is a patron, and I've commented about that activity elsewhere in terms of what do we learn from Harry talking to Nato. One of the interesting aspects of his appearance on the big video screen was the background, and as you've heard earlier, I've looked at the question as to whether he was actually there and whether that was the background at the time that he was on screen, as in that's where he was actually sat when he recorded it, or was it a photograph taken from home that was utilised as a pretend background? One of the aspects that came out of this background, whether it was used as a photograph or was genuine, was the fact that there was a wedding photograph of this one's wife and Harry. This allows us further insight into the behaviour of the narcissist. Let us assume that Harry is actually at home, that either he has been living there other than when he's been on his recent trips, and there is no separation. Or, alternatively, as part of an agreement, he's returned there perhaps to see the children, perhaps to make use of the facilities for the purposes of this video call. After all, it's his house too. But either way, he was at the property at Monty Shit Show at the time he appeared on camera when he had the conversation with Nato. The fact is, we see this photograph in the background. You can clearly see that it's Harry and this one's wife. Once again, this one's wife has to ensure that she's looming large over the proceedings. She always has to inveigle her way into things, whether it's interrupting a handshake with a hug, whether it's elbowing Harry out of the way so that she can take over the group, whether it's trying to take the microphone from somebody. We have seen repeated instances whereby her subconscious narcissism drives her to pursue the prime aims by making it all about her. The taking of a gift away from Harry, the exaggerated curtsy in that despicable act that she engaged in their stupid docu-series. Time and time again, we've seen the way that she, as a narcissist, has to insert herself into a situation, and it's done because her narcissism demands that she asserts control, that she seeks to draw fuel, that she might also seek a residual benefit. That means that by hook or by crook, whenever it's somebody else's event, she, as the narcissist, needs to muscle her way in there in some regard. Whether it's putting on a stupid rictus grin so that everybody looks at her, whether it's showing off too much skin so that people react to her, whether it's sashaying down the aisle as if she was at a Facade show so that everybody's turning and looking at her, whether it's telling a crap joke so that people politely chortle, whatever it might be, this one's wife needs to ensure that she's front and centre. Whether it's engaging in stolen valour, for instance, marching at the head of veterans at an event that has nothing to do with her. Whether it's deciding that she's going to make a contribution by way of a speech, even though Harry is the main draw. Whether she is the one that has to turn and make a comment on the red carpet, even when it's Harry's event. She just cannot help herself. And here, the inclusion of this photograph is another demonstrative act whereby her narcissism causes her to muscle in. Here, by appearing in the photograph, she once again takes over something that's related to Invictus, which is Harry's baby. she gets involved. We've seen before at Dusseldorf, at Whistler, at The Hague, she tried to make it the This One's Wife games. This is a little more subtle. It wouldn't have surprised me if she had suddenly burst in part way through and got, "Oh, sorry, hi everybody, hope you're well." Or lean in and go, "Who are you talking to, Harry? Ooh, that looks important." And make it seem like it was an accident. But her narcissism would propel her to nosy in on what's going on because she has to be involved. The narcissist doesn't like it that you're doing something without them, and in certain instances would cause the narcissist to interrupt a conference call because they want to know who it is you're actually talking to. The paranoia will be causing them to believe that you're engaging in a secret conversation with your hidden girlfriend, or that you're there taking off your clothes and doing a lap dance in front of the laptop for the purposes of your secret boyfriend. And thus the narcissist intervenes, only to find you're there talking about the latest sales figures for photocopying toner. With This One's Wife, the photograph's included. And it's included on the basis of ensuring that she's involved, so that people will see it. But it's also about facade management, because it's sending a signal to the world of, look at us. Look at us. We're still together. Look at us. No matter what you say about us, you're not going to cast us asunder. What I did notice about this photograph, which is demonstrative of her performative nature, is that it was actually a paparazzi shot that was taken from their wedding. It was when they were in the carriage. It wasn't, say, an official photographer one that formed part of their wedding album that only they would have. This has already been beamed around the world as part of a paparazzi or press photograph, and it seems a rather strange thing to include in your house and have it framed. Of course, it's demonstrative of the fact that she lacks any style or class. You might also have noticed the way that the photograph wasn't actually displayed. It looked like it was stored. It was just shunted onto the shelf, leaning to one side, as if it ordinarily isn't on display. And who knows, This One's Wife might just have, in a fit of pique following an argument, shoved it to one side in that way. Those of you who have been involved with narcissists probably have experienced instances where the narcissist has attacked photographs of you or photographs of you with the narcissist. I recall a client explaining to me how his wife would regularly take a knife to the wedding picture, scoring him out of it in a fit of rage, and then afterwards weeping about, "Oh, it's such a beautiful picture, I'm so sorry I damaged it," necessitating him getting a replacement, only for her to go and do it again the next time of the argument. But either way, tacky photograph aside, its inclusion was once again done to enable This One's Wife to be part of the proceedings, because Harry just can't have anything for himself. She always has to loom over him. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.